As a realtor for 40 years, I have a lot of people come to me and say, why isn't my house selling? But I'm going to give you the top 2 reasons why people's houses don't sell. This is going to sound very simple, and I'll tell you what, most people miss it. First thing we're going to do the simple one first. Let us say we have a house. And let's say the house is worth about $300,000. People will tend to list it for $299,900, okay? To get more people to buy it. Because now it's a bargain because you took $1 off the price. Does it sound like that's a good sales tactic? Gas stations use it. Stores use it when you walk in a store. But let's see what you're really doing here. Most people start their house search by going on the internet. If you're going to buy a $300,000 house, you may say, I want to look, maybe say 300 is at the top of your price range. You may say, I'm going to look for $250,000 to $300,000. So your $299,900 is going to fit in that search. But let's say you can afford a $325,000 house. So you may look for $300,000 to $350,000. Now, if you notice your house is at $299,900 and maybe it's worth $310,000 to somebody, your home is not going to come up in that search. So by listing that house as $1 off, you have totally eliminated half the searches that people will be searching for. So you've just cut your market to buy it down by 50%. Back 40 years ago, when we had a real estate book, $299,900 worked because it put it right before all the other houses that were $300,000. But for all the old timers, they got rid of the real estate book years ago. Everything is internet based now. So when you're listing your house, you want to list it at an even number. If you list it for $300,000 and you decide I've got to come down on price because it's listed too high, $299,000 or $298,000 is not coming down on price. You're going to have to go down to $290,000 or $275,000 would be the next progression down for a price drop. You know, anything above $290,000 is not going to work because you're better off leaving it at $300,000 to get both searches. But if you find out it's too high, $290,000, $280,000, $275,000, $250,000, $300,000. Those are all very easy, even numbers that people put searches in for. Otherwise, people are not going to find your house and you're not going to sell it. Here's the other big mistake that I see people make. And they do it all the time. And I will relist the property for somebody, and I will get 10% more than the realtor would have got. And they always think that I'm a rocket scientist. They ask me why I'm so good. Well, I'm going to tell you my little secret why it works. It works really well. And you can get 5 to 10% more for your house. And it's something that you'll never, ever consider. When you go to a realtor and you list your house, he's competing against other realtors. So the first thing he'll do 2 things. First of all, he'll tell you that your $300,000 house, I can get $325,000 for it. And knowing you can't, and he's hoping for a price drop later on. The other thing he's going to do, he's going to say, instead of a 7% commission, I'm going to do it for 5%. Okay, because I like you. Now, there's a couple of things you want to consider on this. If he dropped his commission that quick to sell your house before he got the listing, if I come in and make an offer on your house, is he going to fight to get you the highest price? Or is he going to tell you to take any offer that comes in so he gets his commission? That's the first thing you want to consider. Because most of the time, the people that discount the commissions are not very good, and that's the only way they can get a listing. Now let's go through some basics on how commissions work. If you do a 7% commission, first thing you have to realize, you got a buying broker and you got a selling broker. So the first thing that happens is that commission, 3.5 goes to the buying broker and 3.5 goes to the selling broker. Okay? Now, the buying broker or the selling broker will take that commission and split it again, which is going to come out to 1.75 for the buying broker and 1.75 for the buying broker's office. So they're not getting as much money to sell your house as you would think of to begin with. The average realtor, I haven't checked the stats lately, but the average realtor last time I checked sold 1.2 houses a year. So this is huge money for them. So here's what you want to consider, and this is huge. I am going to make you a realtor for a day. I want you to go tomorrow. You've got a client coming in from out of state. They're going to look at houses. And in the neighborhood that they want, most of the houses are about the same. So you're going to pick out 3 houses and you're going to sell one of them. And you're going to do it tomorrow because they're out of state. They got to find a house and they're going back. So I'm going to have you pick out 3 of these 6 houses to show tomorrow, and you're going to sell one. Now, I told you the neighborhood is all the same, and the houses are about the same. So if you notice here, they're all the same. You're going to pick out 3. So let me tell you, the buying broker in the listing, it will tell them what they're getting paid to sell the house. It's called co-op commission. And sometimes it's listed as CC. That's what the buying broker is going to get to sell your house. So they look at that before they even show your house. So let's go through what the different options could be. We've got one house that's going to give you 2.5% of the sales price. We have another house that's going to give you 3. We have another house that's going to give you 2. We have another house that's going to give you 4. We have another house that's going to give you 3.5. And we have another house that's going to give you 2.5. I always ask my sellers, what 3 houses are you going to show tomorrow? And they always say, well, I'm going to show this house, I'm going to show this house, and I'm going to show this house. Then I always tell them, usually the 3rd house that you show is the one that you sell. So what order are you going to show these in? You're going to show this first, this second, and this 3rd. So when you sell it, there's a good chance that you're going to get a 4% commission on that house compared to the 2.5, 2 or 2.5. Normally when people come to me, I will put 6 houses on the table. I'll write this on the back, the commissions. And when they tell me they're not going to show this house or this house or this house, I'll pick up the sheet and I'll show them their house because they're giving away 2 or 2.5. I'll crumble up the paper and throw it in the garbage, and you should see the looks on their face because they know exactly where I'm going, and now they know why their house didn't sell. Co-op commissions, what you give away is extremely huge. Now let me tell you one thing that I tried that did not work. I had this idea. I built 2 $500,000 houses, and they were brand new, and the economy was okay. So I had 2 houses, and they were $500,000 each. We built them. One of them was done for 9 months, and nobody's making any offers for it. And the other one just got done in September. And we had it on the market for the full year as we were building it, but nobody made any offers, and we weren't even getting a lot of showings. I had this idea that I would give away 3% and a $5,000 bonus for selling these houses. So I had both of these listed just like that. And I knew that this worked a long time ago, so the whole year I had it at that. But it wasn't working. I had a friend of mine, She said, Eddie, I want you to change one thing, and the houses will sell. Now, keep in mind, if I changed anything, I had 3,000 brochures in my office and a girl handing out brochures full time to sell these houses. If I changed anything, it made all my brochures garbage. So I'm very hesitant to change anything. She told me, go to a 4% straight commission to sell the houses. I thought this was an absolutely absurd idea. You know, I didn't want to do it, but I knew enough to know my way is not working. So I could sit there and keep doing my way, or I could trust somebody that I respected and try it her way and change it to 4%. Knew it didn't make a difference, but I humbled myself enough and I changed the commissions in September to 4%. December 30th, this house closed. December 31st, that house sold. And we actually had a closing. I mean, it sold before it, but we actually closed it. Now, I didn't know why this worked. And I asked people, you know, why didn't I want to go to 4%? And everybody told me the same thing. I was cheap. I didn't want to go to 4% because I didn't want to pay the extra money. I'd be in a room of 100 people giving a seminar, and 99 out of 100 people would tell me that. Then I would have one person in the audience make a funny face and roll his eyes at me. And I realized a very important lesson that day. 99 out of 100 people cannot do math in their head. It comes naturally to me, and I never, ever figured that out. Let's go through the math to see how much more money this 4% was. 3% of $500,000 is $15,000. With the $5,000 bonus is $20,000. 4% of $500,000 house is $20,000. And in all reality, if the house sold for $480,000 or $490,000, they actually got less money. But everybody knew the 4% was more money than the 3% with the $5,000 bonus. When I sell houses, I've had realtors come and list their properties with me, and it always boggled my mind why. But they used to do stats, and they figured out when I sold a house, my listings, or apartment buildings, investment properties, my listings always sold 10% higher than the other people's did. So they would list with me and pay the commission. And they didn't realize it was something as simple as this. Pay realtors well, make sure your co-op commission is very generous, and especially in this market, the market's slowed up now, you will sell quicker, and you will actually, the 1 or 2% extra you pay to do this will actually make you more money. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, please fill out the comment bar below. I'll be happy to get back to you. And if you like this, I've got more coming out, please subscribe to the channel. Have a great day.